Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Peas. And tonight we're going to have a special called The Plan. The Peas will be back. Our next plant we'll be talking about will be birch trees and the family of birch trees. But tonight we're going to do a special called The Plan. The plan's going to deal in mathematics, other forms of life, color, why God isn't happy, how trees communicate, Halley's Comet, and we'll be finishing off with a prayer. Let me start off with the math. Prime numbers are 1 through 9. 0 is a placeholder. You take any combination of numbers. I'll give you some. 8,431. Now you add 84 plus 31. It comes out to 115. 11 plus 5 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. That's the prime number. 8,431 again. We'll do 843 plus 1 comes to 844. 84 plus 4 is 88. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7, the prime number. It doesn't matter how you add the numbers. We'll do it again. 8,431. 8 plus 431 comes to 439. 43 plus 9 is 52. 5 plus 2, 7, the prime number. Now, you could take, let's do a bigger number. 10,237. 10 plus 237 comes to 247. 24 plus 7 is 31. 3 plus 1 is 4. That's the prime number of that combination. 10,237. Add 102 plus 37. It comes to 139. 13 plus 9 is 22. 2 plus 2 is 4, the prime number. It doesn't matter. 10,237. Let's add 1,023 plus 7. It comes out to 1,030. 10 plus 30 is 40. 4 plus 0 is 4. All right, let's try it individually. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Again, the prime number. Any number combination you add together, you'll always come out with the same prime number. Now, let me get into a couple other things with you. God created everything, the planets, the stars. Our planet. Let's talk about our planet. Our planet spins on an axis. All planets spin, they're round and they spin on an axis and they surround a star. But they're balanced. Our planet's balanced by the gravitational pull of the Sun, Mercury, and Venus pulling us in. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and the moons of other planets and our own moon pull us out. And there's a balance between the two. It's all mathematics. God created all this through mathematics. Now, I got another thing about God. If you're wondering, is God real? Not only gravity was created by God and balancing the whole universe, but what about the stars themselves? Where does all this energy come from that they burn constantly? Think about it. They've been doing this for millions and zillions of years, and they burn and burn and burn. Where does all this come from? I always wondered about that. And every group of planets has its own star, and there's many stars in this whole universe, so there's probably many planets everywhere. And God created the planets for us to explore. God also created color. If we didn't have color, we would run into things. We could distinguish difference in the universe and on our planet and with people, the way we have things through color. But if it was all one solid color, we wouldn't be able to tell anything. That's something else he created for us, was color, that we take for granted. We also take the sun for granted. The sun gives us a lot of energy. One morning you wake up, there's no sun, you're going to be wondering. You'll be wondering a lot. Everything on this planet eats. Plants absorb everything. That's why I always tell you there's no such thing as organic. I argue with people about that, but plants absorb everything they come in contact with. Plants absorb sunlight to create energy. 2 ATPs they're called. Through that's where the food chain starts. Even micro one-cell creatures absorb other one-cell creatures and absorb their membrane for food. Everything absorbs for food. Insects absorb things, regurgitate it back and forth in their own system. Sometimes they absorb it and they don't regurgitate, but majority regurgitate back and forth. Us as human beings and animals, we eat and digest food. But food is a basis of all life. Everything needs food and needs energy. Insects also repel a lot of things by regurgitation. Okay. We need to understand that God created all our life. But he created other types of life. There's atomic life, the electrons, that we don't even understand. We take it for granted that there is no life in it. But there's life. It's a different type of life. Anything that ages has life. That is a rule of life. If it ages, it has life. Anything that decays has life. Not only things that decay from organic cells, but they decay from an atomic structure. There's a type of life that we don't even understand. We never investigate it. The world of electrons. It's a whole different world that we don't even know nothing about. We think we're so smart because we got a smartphone. We got a dumb phone for us. Sometimes I think the majority of people fell out of the tree and hit the dumb branch coming down. They think they're so smart. They don't try to investigate in things and what we have. Plants are important to life on this planet. Plants clean air, clean the water, absorb heat, control people's stress through the color green. You know green is good for you if you're stressed out. Go to a nursery. You don't need to take medicines. Go to a nursery and the color green will calm you down. They filter the air. Trees filter the air 2 different ways. Plants and shrub 1 way. Trees filter it through the stomata on the leaf, underneath with guard cells open and closed, and lenticels on the bark. Plants and flowers breathe through stomata on the leaf, and they filter the air. It's important that plants do this. That's why our air is clean, and we can breathe. And we get oxygen from the plants that excrete oxygen out. Now, a good question for you. How did we get all this water on this planet? Where did it come from, honestly? They say, all right, from meteors, but that'd be a lot of meteors crashing in this Earth. Don't you think it would destroy the Earth after a while with all that meteors landing here? And what they do, stop? All of a sudden, there's no more. I mean, all these whacked out scientists come up with all these theories, but, they make a theory and they say, oh, it happened a million years ago. Just like the dinosaurs, they tell you they all got hit by an asteroid. There was probably disease killed them. Disease or maybe lack of food, or that's what might have killed them. But a big meteor, it would have done more damage to this planet than just killing all the dinosaurs. Now, trees communicate to one another. I'm 100% sure trees communicate. Because how do they live 3 or 4 months of the year, every year, with no leaves to produce photosynthesis, to produce their ATPs and energy? They have nothing for 4 months. You try to not eat for 4 months and see how long you survive. They get food and water from evergreens or other plants that have it, and through the root system. And I wonder also through the root system if they actually communicate to one another. I have read, think about this. In Alaska, it's 6 months light, 6 months dark. How do those trees stay alive? 6 months in the dark, can't produce no food, yet they're still alive. Even the evergreens, how do they stay alive? Halley's Comet travels every 75 years, comes here. It was first seen 239 BC. And it constantly travels. It's in a figure 8. It doesn't hit nothing. Nothing goes in it. No asteroid, no meteors bang into it. It travels through. It burns constant energy. Where does all this energy come from? A little Halley's Comet. Think about it. Where does all this energy come that it could travel like that since 239 BC? Water is melting. That is true. But my own theory is the Earth is absorbing the water through rivers, streams, and oceans. I don't believe New York is going to be underwater. I think that's all a fallacy. It is affecting the spin of the Earth, which is not a good thing, because the spin is very important for our axis in orbit. That is a bad thing. And the other thing, all the nuts of these nuclear bombs, did they tilt the Earth a little bit? Is that why our seasons are changing? You have to wonder. Now, outer space was made for us to explore, to settle. God wanted us to create the universe. It's a gift from God to us. We really don't think after 70 years on, Area 51, that nobody came out with nothing, no janitor, a guard, a military person brought something, proof that there's something there. I find it very hard to believe it ever happened. After 70 years. I think they just make it up and keep it going. Now, I do believe Hollywood wants to keep it going for movies. And they're the ones that create the aliens. Now, we could travel space by gravity. If we learn to tap into gravity of planets and travel from planet to planet just by the pull of gravity. If that gravity is strong enough to keep our orbit in, we should be able to put a little ship and send it towards another planet. That gravity must be very strong, and we should learn how to tap into it. Now, finally, there is a cure for cancer, and I want you to look this up. It's a bacterium, older than the atmosphere, was found in soil. Founded by the scientists, from the University of Nottingham, University of Manchester, University of York. The bacterium is called Clostridium sporogenus. It becomes active in a non-oxygen area, which is a tumor cell. Now, originally when I read this, the tumor cell, an enzyme is released into the tumor cell, destroys the tumor cell, but not the good cells around it. They changed the report. I read the original when it first came out, years ago, this was, and it said the bacterium produced its own enzyme that it released into the tumor cell to destroy it. Now all of a sudden they can't. It shows you how greedy people really are. All these good people got to die because they don't want to tell people the truth. Look it up. Look it up. Don't believe me. Look up bacterium now, Clostridium sporogenus, found in soil that kills cancer in non-oxygen areas. Look that up. Read the whole report yourself. It's on the internet. Finally, my prayer tonight, God, help us move forward. Send the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, and the Spirit of wisdom to all of us. God bless you. Thank you, and good night. And hope to see you.